Hi, this is DirtFarmer Maggie from DirtFarmerJay.com. One of the most requested cakes that I have ever made is called a lemon glaze cake. And I got the recipe from my mother-in-law, Pat Cooper, and she was a wonderful cook, and I'm so glad that she passed this on to me. It's not really a scratch cake. We start out with a lemon cake mix. We put that in there, and then we're going to put in a packet of lemon pudding. So it's going to make that a little bit richer. Then we need 3/4 of a cup of water, a pretty yellow color, 3/4 of a cup of oil, and then 4 eggs. And we're just going to beat that up, and then we'll put it in the pan. All right, we got it all mixed together there. Looks nice and smooth. And you always want to grease and flour your pan. Now I know that that's something that when I was growing up as a girl, everybody greased and floured their pans because there was no such thing as spray oil. But this still works the very best, especially for a cake like this, to just get the Crisco out and get the pan greased up and then put a little flour in there and move it around to cover all the areas. So we'll get this batter in here. Just gently kind of shove it into the corners so you'll have an even cake. Kind of important because the glaze needs to harden on the top and you want it to harden evenly all over the whole cake. So there we have that. Now I'm going to put it into a 350-degree oven for 40 minutes. So we've got the cake in the oven, and while it's baking, I'm going to go ahead and make the glaze. The glaze is not real complicated. We've got 1 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to put that in. And we got 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And then we've got 4 teaspoons of water. And the last ingredient is 1 1/2 teaspoons of oil. And one of the really important things about this glaze is when the cake comes out, you're going to put it on the cake gradually. And I'll show you how we're going to do that when the cake comes out. Because what you want to end up with is this crunchy glaze on the top, that when you bite into it, there's just a tiny little bit of crunch, and it is lemony, sweet, yummy crunch. Okay, so I like to mix this up with just a whisk because it gets too frothy if you use a mixer. You want it to be almost clear and really, really smooth. So just get it mixed up there. It doesn't take long, as you can see. It mixes together really nicely. And then we're just going to let that set until the cake comes out of the oven. And here we go. Put the cake here and let it dry, or let it cool off a little bit. It's bouncing back. While it's cooling off, I'm going to go ahead and poke holes in it. The reason we're doing this is because we want the glaze to be able to run down inside the cake just a little bit to give it additional lemony flavor, sweet flavor. So I'm going to continue to poke these holes, and then I'll be back in a little bit to show you the first layer of glaze. Okay, we've let the cake cool down for about 15 minutes. So the next step is to put about half of the glaze onto the cake. And I like to use this big round spoon because I can get quite a bit in there, and just drizzle it over the cake. And we can use the bottom of the flat spoon to kind of smear it around. Put a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to come back in about 10 minutes and put a little bit more on. Okay, we're just going to finish up this glaze now, and the reason you put it on in layers is to let it dry. You can see that it's, it's a little bit crunchy already, but the idea is to get the whole top of the cake to have this crunch when you bite into it, and that's the way you do it with the glaze. Another couple spoonfuls, and that'll be it. I like to run a little close to the edge so that it runs down the sides and gives the sides a little bit of a glaze too. And then if you want to make it a little more even, you can just sort of smear it around. And there you have it. That's going to set up really nicely and give a nice crunch when you cut into the cake, and it's going to taste fabulous. If you like this video and you found it to be helpful, please like it, and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it already. And don't forget our brand new website, DirtFarmerJay.com, old address, brand new website, blog, recipes, videos. Check us out over there, won't you? And until next time, this is DirtFarmer Maggie. We're gonna have a great dessert tonight.